China is preparing a massive military parade in Beijing, marking the 80th anniversary of its World War II victory. Beyond the mega extravaganza of the parade itself, the bigger event and its build-up translates into a show of strength that underscores President Xi Jinping's deepening ties with Russia and his push to challenge U.S. dominance.
The Russia-China bonhomie and a strong message for the White House. On the eve of the mega parade, Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin met in Beijing at Xi's home. A special privilege extended to his no limits ally. Russia agreed to supply more natural gas to China and signed a memorandum on the power of the Siberia 2 pipeline. The two also announced a new visa-free travel arrangement for Russian citizens.
The memory of being brothers in arms, trust, mutual assistance, firmness in defending common interests formed the basis of the comprehensive partnership and strategic cooperation between Russia and China in the new era. We were always together then. We remain together now.
China and Russia have remained true to their original aspirations and stayed the course, achieving fruitful cooperation across various fields. China is willing to work together with Russia to support each other's national development and revitalization, firmly uphold fairness and justice, and promote the building of a more just and equitable global governance order.
Beijing is rolling out the red carpet with a strong anti-West flavor likely to take center stage. North Korea's Kim Jong-un is in Beijing. Russia's Vladimir Putin will also be seated next to Xi during the parade. Masoud Pezeshkian from Iran will be there, holds in place for a mega show of unity against the West. The parade is designed to showcase China's military prowess and geopolitical might. The world's second largest active military, with more than 2 million personnel, is holding one of its biggest parades ever. Watchers say the list of weapons to be on display at the parade reflect China's growing ambition to match American military power. All the systems are domestically produced. The parade itself has a reported budget of around $3 billion, roughly 2% of China's annual defense spending. For Xi Jinping, the parade is more than ceremony. Clearly, China seeks to portray itself as an alternative to the American-dominated post-war era. Amid high-stakes negotiations with US President Donald Trump's ambitions over trade and tariffs and potential conflict over Taiwan, this is a show of China's military and diplomatic strength. With a message that anti-West nations are united, confident and prepared to confront pressure from the US and its allies. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
Dr. Volker Stanzel is a former German ambassador to China and senior distinguished fellow at SWP, German Institute for International and Security Affairs, is now joining us live from Berlin. Dr. Stanzel, good to see you and thank you very much for your time. What's the message President Xi Jinping is trying to send to the U.S. by hosting America's biggest adversaries like President Putin, Kim Jong-un, and the Iranian president?
Maybe I emphasize two aspects before getting to the question, what about the United States? First, the military parade and its impression that it's going to make is not mainly and only aimed at the United States or the West as such. The ambition goes much farther. Xi Jinping has said more than once that he sees China as a future leader in the world. And that means, of course, it also has to be strong enough. It has to be a hard power. And that is what this parade will be mainly about. So we will indeed, as your reporter has said, we will see new military hardware, high tech in the armament field. We will see much more troops, much more tanks, much more missiles parading than ever in the past. We are a hard power. We have hard power, but we are a tough power to deal with. That is what China wants to tell the world. And look, the celebration is meant to celebrate China's victory at the side of the Soviet Union in the anti-fascist war. So the World War II suddenly turns into a war of China against fascist powers, a much wider range than the war actually was. It also underlines, I think, this purpose. China wants to show the world that it is a leader, not just economically, but as a hard power as well. That is one aspect. The other one is that it's not a coincidence, I think, that right after the SCO meeting, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which ended yesterday, the summit, the largest ever, with more than 20 participants, you have directly after that the parade. It is showing that China is not just a hard power, it also possesses soft power. I may say a few words about it later on, but I think this is important to see. China wants to be a comprehensive power. It possesses arms, but it also possesses soft power, and that soft power permits it to have, on the one hand, on the right side of Xi Jinping, President Putin. On his left-hand side, there's Kim Jong-un, two persons sought by the Criminal Court of Justice, the Court of Criminal Law, I'm sorry. But in the end, it is Xi Jinping says, look here, China's ready, I am ready. And now
right. Dr. Stanzel, just before we move to the other aspects, I want to know your view of the alliance between China, Russia, and India against Trump's tariff or trade war, because you had mentioned it.
Yes, indeed. And indeed, my third aspect was the fact that this whole affair that we're going to see, the parade as much as the SCO summit, is also directed very much against the United States. And what is that? The world sees an American president who is squandering the power of the United States, squandering the trust the United States enjoyed worldwide, especially with its allies, of course, but also as an economic partner, as a partner in the sphere of social development, etc. All this is being squandered, this is being lost. The reliability the United States was supposed to possess is gone, is evaporating in a time of crisis. It is not a surprise that then you have other major powers, China, of course, India, you mentioned, and Russia, and there were others too, like the Iranians, who try to counter the American effort to attack other countries by way of using tariffs as sort of an arm, as sort of a weapon to make other countries follow the directives coming from Washington. And you can see all across the world, be it Venezuela or whatever other smaller country, nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to follow the United States in any way. And it is not a surprise that bigger countries are far from willing to follow the advice, the directive coming from Washington, D.C.
All right, Dr. Stanzel, good to see you. We'll have to end it there. Thank you for talking to us today.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.